smells different. Why does it smell like that? Look what I just did. Yeah, pick it. Is it cold? B-roll. Keep go this way? Okay. Oh, there's the doors. My daughter has been yelling in Walmart, being very disrupted. I found some S-hooks. This is very embarrassing because she will not stop. Prepare for my next market, which is like the day before Mother's Day. I think it's on May 4th. It's at a craft fair in my hometown of Oroville, California. So it's for a big street fair called the Feather Fiesta Days. And the craft fair is like pretty popular. And it's at the most gorgeous location. It's at this beautiful garden. I'll try to get like some footage while I'm there. And we usually do go to it, but this will be my first year as a vendor and I'm so excited. So because it's the day before Mother's Day, I have to kind of think of what I want to bring. I know that the obvious like choice is to bring flowers. And I don't like necessarily think that like moms even want crocheted flowers, but I do think that people who are buying gifts for moms might see crocheted flowers and be like, that's a good Mother's Day present, you know? But I also think that I want to like make things that I would like. If I was coming up with a list, it would be like those pocket frogs that I made for the Endangered Species Fair, those big fat frogs. I would make cute car hangers, bookmarks, car coasters. I was actually like looking for my own car, so maybe that's something that I can make out of cotton yarn. I'm not sure yet. I haven't tried doing that yet, but I made like regular coasters before, so it has to be the same thing, just like smaller. Well, it's a beautiful day outside. Me and my daughter just got back from the park. Funny story. I recently redid the pink in my hair with this new brand of hair dye called Adore that I got on Amazon. It was like $7, which was half the price of the Arctic Fox hair dye that I usually use. I don't know if it looks any different to you guys, but it's very neon pink. It's like way more bright than what I normally have it. And while my daughter and I were at the park, I saw another mom that had like tattoos and dyed hair, and she was like kind of smiling at me, and I thought like, oh my gosh, maybe she wants to be my friend. So I kept smiling back at her, and then while my daughter was going down the slide and I'm like waiting to catch her, that mom comes up to me and she said very politely, I don't know if you know this, but your neck is totally pink. I was like, what? I had no idea. And I put this dye in my hair a few days ago and nobody's told me. Funny, but also like how nice of her to tell me, because I wouldn't have known. Maybe after my daughter wakes up from her nap, I can like ask her if she wants to take a shower and I'll just like scrub my neck as hard as I can. Anyways, in actual crochet related news, I am working on the lobster pattern from All for Jade. I'll put a picture. I was excited when I saw that she released this pattern because I recently had a friend ask me if I can make her 2 lobsters, and I thought this is perfect. So all I have done so far are the claws. I'm making 4 of them because I'm making 2, and I feel like this lobster is gonna be really big. These claws are coming out big. I'm using Bernat Baby in the color terracotta and a size 6.5 hook. So this is gonna be really fun and big. And also in crochet related news, I got something fun in the mail. I ordered a custom cat cake stamp from Etsy. I'll put up the shop picture. This was really affordable. It was $22 and I got the 1.5 inch size. I got this to do stamps on my price tags that I get from Temu. And it came with ink, which I was like super happy about because I don't just randomly have stamp ink in my house. And yes, I have been stamping everything. Isn't that cool? You can't even see this. Okay, let me do it on a tag so you can see. So these are the tags that I get on Temu. I'm not sure how many's in here, but I'll put up a picture. Try to remember to scoot over so I can put the picture right there. I feel like these are really, really affordable, and I can't remember how much they cost. And then I think I can already tell that it's going to be off-centered. Squeeze! Boop! Ooh la la! I made the logo on Canva, and I think they just asked for like a black and white image. This bottom section right here says @CatCakeCrochet, and I figured that they can just like search that on anything. Also, I am working on some flowers for the craft show, and I was thinking I'll just pre-make some bouquets inside the bouquet bags. Not exactly like this because I don't like these two shades of pink that are exactly the same next to each other. But I was thinking I can just stamp the back of the bags. Or on this one, I actually stamped the inside of the bag, but the flowers cover it. Tie it up with a cute ribbon like this, and then I can just sell like a little pre-made bouquet. I think that's very cute. It's super messy, just ignore this part. My friend told me that my pink cactus looked like a big old pee-pee in a bucket, so I just spent like 10 minutes putting on scrubby yarn to make prickles. And I used the scrubby yarn the first time. I was just cutting out the white sections of this variegated yarn, but for this pink cactus, I decided to just leave the variegation in it, and I think that looks really pretty. So I just had to clean it up because I just did a little slip stitch and then tied a knot, and I think that looks really, really pretty. I'm watching my friend Hooked by Christian's new video. Oh, my husband just got home and he has Starbucks for me. I just finished the All From Jade lobsters. 2 of them. They're so, oh gosh, this way. They're so big. I have my phone real far away. These were a special request from my friend, and let's go bring them to her.
There's so many fish in the ocean, they say. So when will the wind blow you my way? Is that to make shy love? Is that to make shy love? So let's pretend that we can do this. So let's pretend that we can, 'cause it's how to make shy love. One wish in the right direction will lead me. One wish in the right direction to you. I'm leaving empty space for a lover. I'm leaving empty space for you. It's all new to me too. So don't worry, it was always overdue.
Okay, so I'm back home now. My daughter had a dentist appointment today to check on her tooth that chipped. If you have watched my other videos, like when I first started my channel, my daughter fell and broke her front tooth and like really broke it. Like it's just a little nubbin now. It looks so silly when she smiles. But we just had a little checkup to make sure everything looks good. They said just leave it. They said she's doing fine. But she got a balloon at the dentist. The dentist said, what color do you want your balloon to be? And what did you say, baby? You said poop. So anyways, I just wanted to check in and say that I'm so grateful that I got to go see my friend and bring her those lobsters. I think actually from doing markets that my daughter has like gotten a little bit better at like me leaving a little bit, like the separation anxiety is not there as much. So I think that's like a really cool added bonus that's happened. I mean, of course it makes me sad when my daughter doesn't care that I'm leaving, but I'm really grateful that she was able to have fun while I was gone. So in case you're wondering why my friend wanted 2 lobsters, she hosts a podcast called Many Constant Worlds, which is about Stephen King and like the Stephen King like multiverse, where her and her friend are reading through the Stephen King books, but every time that there's a reference to another book inside the multiverse, they jump to that book, and it's very, very chaotic and very funny. They're both very, very funny people. So if you like podcasts, you should definitely check them out. I think it's on everything. And the reason why they went with lobsters is because Stephen King is from Maine and their mascot for the podcast is a lobster. So we gotta go inside. Baby, do you want to say anything? What do you want to say? Poop. Say poop. Okay. Market coming up. I cannot believe it's been 5 markets, you guys. Like, I feel like my small business journey has just happened so fast. I made my first ever sale the week before Valentine's Day, and now I'm really ready for my 5th market coming up this weekend. It's gone by so fast. If you've never watched my videos before, like I'm learning as I'm doing this. I am trying to collect information in my head on how to run a small business and how to succeed at doing these markets. So each time I'm learning a lesson. Each time I go, I'm learning something new. For my last market at the Endangered Species Fair, I didn't bring any flowers to that. I have been working on restocking my flowers. I have some sunflowers here. Like this one still needs its end tied in. Really liking this light color yellow. And this is the easy sunflower pattern from Hookok. That's my favorite sunflower pattern. Get those sunflowers finished. I have a whole bunch of lavender I still need to assemble. My mother-in-law is actually coming over tomorrow to babysit my daughter. I for sure can't assemble flowers while my daughter's awake because I don't want her touching like the cutters or the wire or the hot glue. And I also can't crochet while she's awake because if she sees me with a crochet hook in my hand or my yarn, if she instantly grabs out of my hand, most of the time she tries to pull apart the yarn in all different directions, or she'll take the plushie and she'll stab it with a crochet hook over and over again so that she pulls out stuffing. It's probably my own fault because I always tell her no and I always try to take those things away from her, and maybe like if I just like let her explore it a little bit more, she wouldn't be as curious. That's what we did with our houseplants. I like lifted up the dangerous houseplants like the cactuses and stuff, but for the most part I let her touch them as long as she like wasn't being dangerous. She's just used to the houseplants, so maybe I should have done that from the beginning with like the yarn and the crochet, but I didn't. And now it's just like a little bowl and the crochet is like the little red cape. And the second that she sees it, she like charges. The vendor map, and I have such a good spot. It is near the bottom, and then the path just like goes up to where my booth is. So I was very excited when I saw that I was gonna have such a good location. But I just saw the weather forecast and it's calling for heavy rain until noon, and the event starts at 9. So I don't know exactly what's gonna happen. I don't know if people are gonna wanna come out when it's all wet outside. Oh, and then the reason why I have this box here, I didn't say this inside the Endangered Species Fair video because I didn't know if it was gonna fall through or not, and I didn't wanna get my hopes up about like an order and then it not happen, because literally gotten my hopes up about custom orders like so many times now and they don't go through. But when I was at the Endangered Species Fair, I was approached by someone who works for the Honeybee Discovery Center in Orland, California, which is an amazing museum, which I'll put a picture of. Look how cute their building is. And they wanted to know if I would be interested in putting some items inside of their gift shop. We had a back and forth about pricing in the email because they were interested in more like wholesale items, which in my experience of working for a wholesale handmade giftware company for 13 years, I am not personally interested in doing wholesale prices for my own items. If you're unfamiliar with wholesale prices, at least in my experience, the wholesale price of a retail item is usually about 1/3 of the cost of what the price that you see in stores is. It's very popular in retail to use a term called keystoning, which is when you take the wholesale price of something and you times it by 2 and then you add a half to it. And I understand that wholesale prices in the long run can lead to profits because you're getting bulk orders, you're getting your name out there, but it's something that I'm personally just not interested in, and I actually just don't really believe in doing a wholesale price for a handmade. I think wholesale prices make sense for things that are mass produced and manufactured and not for handmade items. So the design the gift shop was interested in what is the Sitting Bee, which is a free Instagram pattern. I'm reading more about like people's vendor experience and how to successfully run your own small business. A lot of people said that they increase their prices slightly when they do out-of-town shows to cover the cost of things like gas and your vendor booth fee and everything. So when I sold these at my last show, which was in Chico, California, 45 minutes away from where I live, I sold this design for $12. So when the museum said that they were interested in this design wholesale price, the only discount I was willing to offer was the out-of-town expense of $2 that I added onto each bee. I was willing to sell this design for $10 each. And honestly, the museum replied right away and said that they were interested and they wanted to start with a small order of 6 items. So they picked out 3 of the brown and yellow design and 3 of the black and yellow design. I put my new stamp on my tags. I think that looks very, very cute. I'm so excited to have this opportunity to have my items inside of a gift shop and for such a great place. My nieces actually just went on a class field trip to this location so that they could learn about bees, and I think that's so cool. If this continues to be an opportunity for me, I hope one day I can visit the museum and see those items inside the gift shop and also just like learn really cool facts about bees. So Strawberry Girl's still asleep, so I gotta use this time wisely. I'll check in later. Oh, my glasses glare is crazy. Okay, just like kind of working on what I can as my daughter's taking these terrible, terrible naps and not being able to sleep very well. It's kind of taking a toll on me, honestly. But I just finished up some flowers. I did, how many lavender did I do? Did I do 14 lavender? I did some variegated ones too, but I already put those in the bouquet bags. And I'm doing more red roses than I am of any other color, just because I noticed last time that the red roses sold first. It was like red and pink sold first, and then it was like the white variegated ones, which I didn't like doing the white variegated ones. I'm not gonna do those ones anymore. I think like just the red, like classic red is the prettiest. I don't know. I really like the crocheted flowers. Like, I know they're not super popular, but I really like them. They make me happy. And I think it's important to do things that, you know, that you like when you're making your booth and stuff. Maybe it's not. Maybe people are like, don't do what you want to do. You should do what sells. I don't know. But I think that's so pretty. And like this bouquet, just roses and lavender, that's so pretty. I was debating if I should just do like some little mini bouquets of just lavender. I think that would look really pretty. Like, let me pull this out. Maybe just lavender? I don't know yet. This would be my first time experimenting with the little mini bouquets that I'm gonna bring. So we'll see how they go, and then maybe in the future I can like pre-make some little bouquets. But have a bunch of flowers here sitting next to me. And I'm also going to be making another little potted cactus just because I have like another pot lying around. I actually have a couple. I just haven't decided how many more cactuses I'm gonna make. Add to my pink one and my green cactus, and I think this one I'll just do like all purple colors. So I'm working on some string of pearls right now, and then I think I'll just do like a little barrel shaped cactus, and then maybe like one little succulent, and it'll just be like a small one. So I just got a call from the coordinator that they actually canceled the event due to the heavy rains that was going to happen, and they want to reschedule it for Sunday, the day after. And that's fine with me because we're not busy, so I can still attend it. But I've heard from other vendors that like Sundays are not like generally good market days just because like they're not as well attended. And I don't know how many people are going to come now that it's rescheduled. They canceled like all the other things that were happening in town, like the parade and the car show. So I don't know how many people are actually going to come to this event now. And that's okay. I know I wasn't able to make as many things as I wanted to, but I'm still proud of the things that I was able to make. And now I have a day to just like hang out with my husband and my daughter at home. And if I get more stuff done tomorrow, then that's fine with me. The check-in craft fair is tomorrow. Looking at myself inside my phone right now, I am looking so tired. My daughter is going through the 2-year sleep regression a little bit early, and nights and nap time have been so rough. If you've had a toddler, then you probably remember the sleep regressions. It's so rough. And I thought the 4-month sleep regression was bad. This one is when it gets near bedtime, she just starts screaming and she refuses to go to bed. And even for nap times, like, she won't lay down for nap times. So I had to lay down with her, which makes me want to fall asleep because if I lay down, I just instantly get tired. I'm going to show off this little toad I made. So this is from the Knots and Stitches Instagram pattern that I showed in one of my other videos about the Endangered Species Fair. I use this new yarn that I just got, and it's this one. It's Lion Brand Cover Story. This is in the colorway Nursery, and it is so fun to work with. It is extra big. It's super thick. It says it's a super bulky 6, but I feel like it's even bigger than Bernat. And look how chunky this guy is, and he's so soft. This yarn is so furry and so soft. And I just gave him some little cheeks, and I did some little spots on his back with like tangerine baby bear color. And then I have another one that I made with the Bernat dabbled cakes, and so the same like misty jungle green, I think. I feel like the dabbled cakes just last forever. They just go on and on and on. These like furry yarns are like becoming my favorite ones to work with. This Bernat dabbled cake and this Cover Story, they're just so soft and furry. I really like this toad pattern. I think it's super cute if you just give them some cheeks and some spots on their back, and I just think they're really cute. So to go with the little frogs, also by Knots and Stitches on Instagram, I made the free little tadpole pattern that I showed inside my Mother's Day video. This one I used that same Bernat dabbled. I'm using it for everything. The cake just never ends. And then for the little wiggly part, this is the Dollar Tree yarn. And this one is Bernat Blanket. I'm not sure what color this is. And this is so cute. This pattern is so, so cute. I actually think it would look really cute if I made like a humongous frog to go with the tadpoles, because look how little this frog is compared to these giant tadpoles. Or maybe I can make the tadpole design again in posh or smaller yarn to try to make a little mini tadpole, because I think it'd be really cute if I had some babies with the big fat toad. And then also a new to me pattern is this ice cream cone that my friend Victoria from Comfort Loops recommended. She was telling me how fast and easy this pattern was to work out. So I made this one with Bernat, and this pattern was super easy and simple. I haven't worked on any keychains yet, but I do like this pattern. And I think this ice cream cone's really cute. I think like a bunch of like food keychains would be super cute all together. While my daughter's still asleep, I'm gonna try out this stingray pattern that I saw on Instagram. This one looked really simple. It looks like you can just batch make the top of the stingray and then go back and do the stomachs, kind of like the All from Jade Whale pattern. So that's what I'm going to work on right now, and just do a bunch of the tops of the stingrays and then go back later and do the stomach. Before I go right now, I just want to mention that I was thinking about my flowers because I really do like having the flowers, and honestly I missed them at the endangered species event. I just thought that like table looked kind of empty without the flowers on it because they're so colorful and happy looking. Decided that I'm no longer going to make the lilies or the daisies, which I'll put a picture of the lily and the daisies on the screen. Those two patterns I feel like took too long compared to the price that I put them at. I priced them both at $15, and honestly they take a long time. There's a lot of assembly. The lilies have wire in every single petal, and then the daisies just like a lot of pieces to put together. In the future, I'll try to find some more flower patterns that I feel like more comfortable making for the price. Something that I can work up faster, like the sunflowers and roses and lavender, and then I can stick to just having my flowers available. I did just watch my friend Rachel's video from the Faded Wildflower. She made the cutest potted cactuses that have little eyes and arms. They were so cute, and I absolutely love that idea. And maybe some cutesy little potted plants is something that I can add into the future. I wanted to recreate this other Instagram pattern that I saw that was for a potted lavender, and I have some lavender that I already have assembled that was on one thinner stems that I got from Walmart, and I don't want those to go to waste. So I'm thinking about just putting those inside a terracotta pot I already have, and then just selling that as a single little potted plant. And I have a bunch of random daisy pieces, like this one that's not even assembled yet. So maybe I can make another one with some daisies in it and see how those go. But I absolutely love the little cutesy cactuses that Rachel's doing, and I think those would be a perfect Mother's Day gift. I'm gonna try to bust out some stingrays. I'll see you tomorrow for the craft fair. Okay, I'm really glad that the show is canceled because it's like coming down really hard. And now I have another day to prepare. The road's all white. Yeah, baby. Everything's white. So it's the morning of the show, and you can see that all the hail is still, well, not all of it. A lot of the hail is still here. It's really, really cold outside. This is crazy. I live in California. Like, we don't see weather like this. A little patch in the woods. You freezing? Oh my gosh, she's shivering. So it's market day. There's still a lot of ice all over the ground. Freezing cold last night. It was super, super cold. We had to turn our heater on. My dad isn't giving me a ride today, so I'm going to take my car and just have to do several trips. The market is in the town I live in, so it's like maybe 15 minutes to get there. I was reading posts on Facebook that people were all complaining about the market and saying that everybody's going to be covered in mud, so I don't know if it's going to be like well attended. I'm just going to do the best I can. I am so shocked at everything I was able to fit in the car. 2 4-foot tables, 1 6-foot table, and my canopy inside my tiny Nissan Versa. Okay, I'm gonna do 1 load with just these, try to get it set up. I'm gonna have to ask another vendor if they can help me put up the canopy, and then I'll come back up and get my merchandise and bring it down.
I never knew you showed me the way. I'm making space, I'm finding ways. I'm getting closer every day. So let's pretend that we can do this. So let's pretend that we can. So let's pretend we know what we're doing. So let's pretend we can.
So here's my spot. This is the woman that I bought my fun skirt from that has like all the patchwork things on it. So cool that we're right next to each other, and she actually helped me put my canopy up. So I'm super, super thankful. And lots of other vendors. Here's a little bit of drama. Look what's getting set up next to me. Okay, second trip, loaded up. My husband and baby are in the car. They're gonna drop me off. Let's go. Okay, so my husband and my daughter went home. I have all my stuff here. And my tent is a little bit dirty from the storm. That's okay. I forgot my tripod today, so I'm just gonna try to set you up and then start getting ready. So because I'm like on this curve, I think this is how I'm gonna do my tables. 6 foot in the middle, 4 foot on one end, and then this, so this other side will be shorter. This is kind of how I did it at the Endangered Species Fair. I think this will work. Tripod, and I also forgot to do my outfit of the day. So I'm just wearing my big bro sweater, just like a big bro sweater with like peelies on it and like hair stuck to it. It was just really cool this morning, and I just wanted to be comfortable. And I have on, I mean, one of my only 2 pairs of shoes that I own besides that pair of like minty green sandals that my sister just got me. I didn't bring the wheelbarrow. So I didn't bring the wheelbarrow that I usually put my cactuses in because that's my daughter's wheelbarrow and she's using it. So I need to find a way to like make my display without using her wheelbarrow because now she's getting mad. So I'm setting my table. And this table over here obviously has crochet. I'm going to go say hi so that I don't feel weird about it, because like we're both like looking at each other's stuff like, what are you unpacking, you know? So I'm gonna go introduce myself. Okay, it's 9:30. I have half an hour left setting up. Bummed I don't have my tripod. I wanted to do like that cool like music thing where I like made myself move really fast and then play that song that I like that I keep putting in my videos. That's okay, I only have it in 2 videos. This is how we're looking right now. I haven't decided if this is how it's gonna stay. I forgot my tent lights at home. So my husband has to bring them. I think I forget something every single show. So I'll go over some of the designs I haven't talked about before. Trying something new with the pre-made little bouquets. And here's the flowers on this side. I wish I had brought one more like basket to raise up the flowers on one side. I don't know. Still thinking about everything. I made 3 little bouquet, like pre-made bouquets. I tried to put a $15 flower, a $10 flower, and then 2 of like the lavenders in each one. Except for this one. This purple one only has a $10 rose and then a $15 daisy and 2 lavenders. So I'm gonna price those. New things is that this little potted plant, little potted daisy right there, little cactus. First sale of the day, it was for a chicken. It's for the chicken with the fuzzy head. So this is the final setup. I need to tuck my bin a little bit more underneath the table. Let's come look at it. We have the All From Jade little whale pattern. This was a free Instagram stingray pattern that I really liked. As you can tell, I made a bunch of them. This is Andy Light Creations little duck pattern. I just made it in Bernat, so it came out very big. We got the big old daddy condor, the little itty bitty berry ostrich, big old snake, 2 axolotls. These are a free Instagram pattern. This one I didn't put an extra round inside the belly, and this one I did, so it's like a little bit longer. We have the Okamarlo jelly bee, 3 sitting bees, baby chicks, sloth. Those are Madeline Mako sloths. You got some fuzz on your head. Bookmarks. Okay, so my husband brought the S hooks that I got, and I'm just gonna slip them over this and hang them. Okay, these S hooks are too small to fit. That's okay. I'll reuse them, or maybe I can find something. I'm gonna find a way to use these and the other things that I have already. But look how long this cow one is. This side's like shorter than the other side, so the cow like just hangs down. This cow's also really big. I made it actually as a special thing for somebody that I know from the library, and then I haven't seen her, so I just brought it here in case anybody wants it. This is the real size that they're supposed to be, so that one's kind of a little bit bigger. And look what I'm doing. Stamp. I only have 4 keychains with me. I made 2 of these ice cream cones. I made these because I saw my friend Victoria making them and I was jealous. And then I have 2 leftover strawberries from my last show. I just didn't put them out because since I only have 4, I didn't want to use like my circle spinny keychain rack.
I'll catch back up with you. Okay.
Stamping things, making price tags. Had 2 sales so far. We had, the first sale was for the chicken, this one, the black chicken that had like the little fuzzy things on his head. That was actually some fuzzy yarn that I picked up at a thrift store. I did inspect it to make sure that there was no bugs. I smelled it to make sure it didn't smell like cigarette smoke, because one time I got a lot of yarn from an estate sale, and when I got home and I opened up the lid, all the yarn smelled like cigarette smoke, and it was so nasty. I only paid $5 for it, but I could not get the cigarette smoke smell out, and I put in dryer sheets inside of the bin, and I left it there for like a week, and it still smelled like cigarettes. It was gross. So now I'm like very like kind of hesitant to buy like used yarn, or at least I inspect it, you know. So that yarn was really fun to put on the chickens, and that was the first sale. Okay, 11:30 check-in. It's been about an hour and a half. Not too many sales like compared to the other markets I've been to, which is good. Like, I'm not complaining. Let me turn you around and see where we're at. So I made the sign for like the little stingray, whale, little duck section, and I'm pricing them all at 8. I use Bernat for everything, I believe. Yes, I think everything's made with Bernat. And we've sold 2 little stingrays so far, I think, and a duck. Saddles. I did decide to put out the keychains. I only have 4 of them, but I know I should just put them out. You know, people might want them. Okay, 12 o'clock check-in. We've had quite a few sales. Having flowers at my booth because I felt like my booth was not very colorful without the flowers there. And it's nice. People like looking at them. So we've had some sunflowers. The little like potted daisy one. Okay, so 12 o'clock check-in. We've had some sales. Let me flip you over. So here are the flowers. We've done some sunflowers. Let me move the poppies out of the way. So I do agree that the white, lettering is too light and I need to change it. So I'm going to redo that sign eventually. Okay, 12 o'clock check-in. There were some people, so I couldn't record last time. Little critters. We're running out. Cute. So 1 strawberry keychain. So 1 bee. So I put my price to the bees back down to $10. I changed them to 12 when I was at that show that was out of town. It was like a 45-minute drive for me, so I increased the price to like by $2. Just sold a bunch of bookmarks. So all my flower bookmarks are gone now. That's really cool. I like when people are excited about the bookmarks because I like the bookmarks and I like making them. And it makes me excited because then they talk about what books they're going to put them in. And I'm just like, yes, tell me what's on your reading list. What are you currently reading? I like how somebody lined up all the tadpoles. That's very cute. Let me just change everything they did right now. I need to put a price tag on this one. Let's see what I did. $14 for that one. I'll probably do $14 for this one too then. And then for this little guy, I did $8. This one's made with Posh. This is for Nat Dapple. My new favorite yarn I've been using on everything. I got some fat toads made up. No like stitch definition at all, but really, really cute. I like the colors I did with it. 12:30 check-in. It's very, very cold. My hands are freezing. I did bring some yarn with me too. I was going to work on some snakes with this one. I got this one on clearance at Joann's because it was missing the tag, but obviously, like, it's just some Bernat blanket. It smells different. Why does it smell like that? Okay, 1 o'clock check-in. It's really cold outside, so I can't really crochet. My hands kind of act up when it gets really cold. I think it's from like years of working inside like a factory making handmade items for another company. Let's flip you around. So we did one lily. I'm glad I made some more daisies. I'm glad I made more daisies because people are liking them today. Okay, so both the little potted plants that I made have sold. One was a little like lavender collection and then one was daisies. So it's kind of fun. And then I made a smaller cactus that was like purpley cactuses, and that one's gone too now. So the little pre-made bouquets have gotten a lot of attention, but nobody's... People like picking them up and like looking at them and stuff, but nobody's pulled the trigger about getting one. Just sold one car hanger. One of the tadpoles is gone. I really like the tadpoles. I think they're really cool. I'm really surprised that all the frogs are still here. I think maybe it's because like, I think people in my town are not willing to buy things for the same prices that I put things for my last event, which was at the Endangered Species Fair. I didn't adjust some of my prices because I think that in the town I live in, because we live in such a small town, that, oh, now there's more customers. I need to find like a sunbeam to stand in. I wish I could walk around and look at the other booths. I'm definitely going to check out my neighbor, California Charmer Girl's booth when it slows down a little bit. She's been like super busy all day. And it looks like there's some other like vendors that are selling like manufactured plushies and stuff. And I don't know what else. I see some like handmade soap people. That's always fun to look at. The person in front of me has traditional Native American teas, which I think is really cool. So we're almost out of the little whales and the stingrays. Well, we have one stingray left. The last stingray.
What are you doing?
So I usually don't use like variegated yarns for projects unless it's like a chicken. And I tried this time just doing like a bunch of different variegated things inside the stingrays and the whales. And those ones were like the first ones to go. So it kind of goes to show that like, just because you don't really like something doesn't mean that like customers don't like it. I actually did like all the ones that I made, but I think like my preferred like coloring is just solid. There's one bouquet bag so far. Oops. Excess. Okay. Sold the purple bouquet bag. My boy bought it for his girlfriend. It was so cute. These toads, I might have to lower the price. So, okay, I think I tried to say it in like 2 different clips and I never got it out because there was customers. But my friend, Hooked by Christian, was just talking about inside of her last video that she lives in a small town and she has to like adjust her prices when she sells inside of her town because people in her small town aren't willing to like pay more money for crocheted items. And I think that's the lesson I'm learning. So my last event was out of town and I was charging $15 for these toads and they just like flew off the thing. But I think I'm learning that inside of our own town, inside my town, that people aren't willing to pay that price. And we just live in a smaller town, you know, it's like that's fine. I only brought 3 sitting bees with me and down to 1. Franklin Bumblebee, I don't think anybody's going to buy them at that price. I probably need to lower it. But I don't think I want to lower it. Maybe I'll just keep it like this. I have another event in like 2 weeks. So I talked to another crochet artist and she's super nice. She's super nice and her work is awesome. She uses acrylic and cotton, milk cotton. She has really super tight tension and her work is amazing. I want to go get like some videos of her keychains and stuff. I also feel like she's pricing her work perfectly. She has some like larger acrylic keychains and that she's selling for $20, which is like, yes, that's $20 worth of work. Definitely. It is discouraging when you hear customers like compare the 2 booths, but you know what? There's like 2 soap people here. There's 2 people that made dream catchers here. So other artists and other vendors are hearing that same exact thing. And I'm just like not used to it yet, you know? Okay, this is Seashell Jewelry. Let me show her card. This is Seashell Jewelry. She's also here at the craft fair at the Lot Home. And look how amazing her crochet is. Look what I just did. Whoops. Okay. Look how awesome her crochet is. Look how neat her stitches are. And she does some polish on them.
Donuts. Donut. I want to get something.
So I told her she needs to raise her prices for these hair clips. But aren't these cute? I like the little googly eyes. I think her stuff's super cool. But I definitely think she needs to raise her prices. I think the price is a little bit too low for like the hair clips and stuff. Just because you are buying the clip, all the sewing that it takes in, the googly eyes is an extra expense. These are so cute. Yes, her keychains are amazing. She has really, really tight tension. Everything looks so professional. Look at the little elephant with the duck shirt on. Oh my gosh, I'm gonna buy something. Okay, so it's like $3.45 or $3.30, I think. I'm not really sure. I did a trade with another vendor. I got my daughter this little like stick horse. This one is cute. Look, it's made out of blue jeans. So she picked out 2 sunflowers, and then I picked out this little stick horse for my daughter. She's going to love it. And right, about a half hour left. We've sold 7 sunflowers today. 1 cactus, 2 potted plants, 2 bouquets. Okay, so this is what I decided to do with the bouquets. This one has 1 lily in it that costs $15. It has 1 set of daisies that costs $15. It has 1 lupin lavender that I use a variegated cotton yarn on, and then 1 rose. So that's supposed to be $48, but then on the tag, I made this one $50. So this one was the wrong price. I should have adjusted it. That one should have been like $45 because I've been telling people all day that the bouquets were like slightly discounted than buying it individually, and I was lying about that one. So no one bought that one, so I'm glad. But the purple one and the other pink one sold, so that's really cool. I was just kind of experimenting, and also I wanted to use my bouquet bags. We got 1 frog cell today, 1 tadpole. The bookmarks, I think about half the bookmarks are gone. I just like bookmarks. Oh, car hangers. Look, I made these 2 pigs for my very first market that I've ever done, right? Still have them. Look, the sauce didn't sell this time. I had 2 big chickens and I think 5 little chickens. 2 left. All out of bees. I sold a keychain today. It was a strawberry. I think this like display is not looking very good with just the couple keychains on it. And then we're down to 1 tiny little wheel lift. That's pretty fun. And then the same snake again that I had last time at the Endangered Species Fair. I was trying to sell the Endangered Species Fair for $15. I lowered it to $12. Nobody wants them again. That's okay. This guy's still here. My husband's gonna come pick me up. I think everybody's packing up now. So this is what it looks like at the end of the day. You know what? I always forget to like take a picture from like far away and like look how wrinkly my sign is. I need to steam it again. But it's because when I'm not using it, I fold it up and then it looks like that. So maybe I should try hanging it when I get home. I should steam it and then hang it. Okay, so this is the way everything's looking at the end of the day. Look at this side. So not completely sold out like the last 2 shows, but we had a lot of sales today. It's still a really good day.
I never knew I could be your lover, and I never knew you'd show me the way. I'm making space, I'm finding ways. I'm getting
the car, but my husband saw a bunch of ants on the ground. So he has to investigate them.
Who's doing their thing?
Look how pretty the garden is. What if this man cannot stop looking at ants? All I'm thinking about is, what am I gonna eat for dinner? On our way back, we're in my sister-in-law's car, which is bigger than my car, and I fit everything in here. I didn't actually load up anything. I just kind of stood there and watched my husband and my father-in-law load up. And then I went back to seashell jewelry.
Seashells jewelry.
Seashells jewelry. And I got a little banana for my banana bag. So another market over. I don't want to like go through all the numbers of everything that sold because like I think you kind of saw that inside the video, like what was selling as it was going. So I just want to like talk about like some notable things. So the flower bouquets, I definitely think if you do flowers, try out some bouquets because I only sold 2 of them, but I only made 3, and one of them was $50 and one of them was $45. So those were pretty big sales, and I would have had the same amount of flowers made anyways because I like having like the big bunches inside the vases. So just maybe like pluck a few of flowers out of your vases and put them together as a bouquet and try selling them that way. Another notable thing is that because I've scheduled these markets so close together and I knew and I'm still figuring out like how to balance everything in my life, I'm focusing on the patterns that I know I can bust out like quickly and the ones that I like to make. Like I learned in the Endangered Species Fair that I like to do the Madeline Mako sloths, so I made 2 of those for the little axolotl, and I made 2 of those. And then I spent the majority of my time prepping for this market making smaller items. So I had 22 plushies that were under $10, and out of those 22 plushies I sold 20 of them. I know people always recommend making sure that you have lots of smaller items, and that's definitely true. Actually, there was like a little bit of drama because during the end of the event, another vendor came up to me and asked me if I felt uncomfortable that there were like people selling mass-produced stuffed animals at the market, even though it was labeled a craft fair. And I was like, oh, I didn't really think about it until you said that. But actually my sister-in-law had come down to the craft fair too, and she said the same thing. There were 2 booths selling like the carnival plushies, like what you win at like carnivals. And then the more I looked around and this person was talking to me, I'm noticing like there's a lot of like mass-produced things here. So this person was asking me if I felt like it was unfair that there were people allowed to participate inside the craft fair that don't actually make crafts. And I had to tell them, like, honestly, like, I'm new. I don't know if this is normal or not. And I don't know if I have like a right to be angry about it. I wouldn't be angry about it anyways. But I think the real reason why there wasn't that many people there was because it got rescheduled and the other events in town were canceled. So there weren't a lot of people like coming through the town anyways. Something that I noticed, and I don't know if this is real because I don't have that much experience, so maybe you guys can tell me, but there were 2 booths next to me that had mass-produced items. So there was the clothing booth next to me that's a clothing reseller, and she has an in-home bakery, so she's like 90% clothing, and then she has like a little sliver where she sells like homemade pies and stuff. And then there was the person across from me, and then there was the person across from me, Seashell Jewelry. You know what I'm trying to say, right? Seashell Jewelry. And then there was the person across from me, Seashell Jewelry. Seashells Jewelry. And I believe she had mass-produced jewelry. If it was handmade jewelry, then I sincerely apologize, but I believe that she was like reselling like mass-produced jewelry, and then she had her crocheted stuff added in. And I'm just like wondering, is it common for people at these events to have a booth where you are a reseller of mass-produced items to add in like a little sliver of your booth is like handcraft items, because then you can get into craft fairs? Like, I'm not sure if that's normal or not. But I also didn't check out the people who were selling like the mass-produced stuffed animals, if they had any like handcrafted things at their booth either. So I don't know. If anybody's familiar with that and can enlighten me, let me know. So I have my totals written down. My grand total in square was $375, and my grand total in cash was $70, which made my total sales $445. And then minus my fees, I had a booth fee of $35 for this event, and then I paid $11.50 in square fees. So my grand total takeaway is $398. So really not bad for an event that wasn't that well attended. This event is gonna be up very fast. It's for the Gridley Red Suspender Day Street Fair, and it's gonna be my first street fair. I'm really excited about it because there's this humongo street fair inside my town that takes place in September called the Salmon Festival. It is like the event of the town. We just love salmon here. It's all about salmon. I'm looking forward to this event as like I can like kind of get the feel of like a street fair. I want to know what that's like. So I don't know if you noticed this, but I don't know how to end my videos. And I think it'll be really fun for me personally if I start stealing the way that other people end their videos that I like to watch. So the first one that I'm going to do is MJ Alleyway Crochet here on YouTube. I've been binging all of her videos recently, and this is the way that she says goodbye. As always, I appreciate you guys so much, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.